Been under a debate for a very long time who is the strongest character in Fairy Tail, who has the most devastating magic of all time, who is perhaps the strongest character in the entire series. It may not be who you think it is. We're now about to go talk about some of the most strongest characters in Fairy Tail right now. Now, before we even define what is a strongest character, we need to talk about what exactly do we mean by like a strong character. Do we just mean by their power levels, what they can exactly do, the character themselves? Well, there are three major factors that we're going to be taking into this video. The main facts of how like you can define the strongest character in the Fairy Tail universe. First one is the most obvious of all, is destruction capability. I'm talking about something that is so powerful that it can even destroy the land itself. Something that could just wipe out its opponent in an instant and anything that stands in its way. Usefulness, can it only be used at a certain time? Can it only be used once at all? Namely Natsu's Dragon King mode that we saw from him. It didn't last very long. He was only able to use it once, so we need something that can actually be used a very long amount of period of time, unlike some things, because if you have one chance, then that's it. We're going to be talking about range as well of characters' powers. There's no point in having a very destructive ability that can conquer the world if the only way to do it is by having the opponent getting touched by your pinky finger and you can't do anything about it. Simple fact is, we've got to do a lot of research and we've got to do a lot of digging around to find out who the strongest character is in this series. Let's get started with one of the most obvious ones that have to be on this list, and that is Acta Logia. The ruler of all dragons himself, Acta Logia, the conqueror of all, is a person that bathed in so much dragon blood that he actually became a dragon himself, and we have seen the immense power of this dragon himself, as he was able, with just one roar, able to destroy Tenryujima in just one single blast. Now, being able to destroy an island of that size with just one blast, that's gotta be some destructive capability. Not being able to, he was also able to fend off as well, powerful Fairy Tail member on that island as well, all of them going at him toe to toe. He even like went against Gildarts himself, and Gildarts came out of that missing an arm and leg and being pretty much wrecked. This also plays into the fact that in his humanoid form as well, Acta Logia still seems to retain his powerful attacks, so don't worry, like even if he is a big hulking monster, even being able to transform there, it's seeming that his speed and power is able to retain in this form as well. But whilst in his dragon form, he is able to fly and go very long distances, so even when he's got his dragon claws, his teeth, he's also got the powerful roar to go against his opponents, and he is probably one of the most strongest characters in the Fairy Tail universe, hence why Zareff is having such a difficult time trying to take this monster down. Now let's talk about the character that actually inspired this video itself, and that is Demaria from the Spriggan Twilight. And you're thinking, well, we haven't actually seen her power yet. Actually, you have already had a slight glimpse of what her power can do as well. Notice how she was able to slice down everyone's clothes in just a blink of an eye, and how no one knows how it was done. Latest chapter of the Fairy Tail manga, it was kind of revealed saying like how everyone was so slow to her when she was actually attacking them, revealing that she actually does have some sort of control of time. Now, being able to abuse this power, she said she could kill anyone in just an instant. Well, in that kind of time, you could just lob someone's head off, and it seems like she has quite a good range around this thing, and its destructive capability really does depend on the user itself. Like, although the user that we're talking about in question actually carries a sword with her at all time, being able to easily get across any opponent with them not being able to move and cut their head off seems pretty goddamn strong itself. Not even that, even having the time in that like space as well to even have time to strategize what to even do to the opponent, even going around grabbing it. Although we don't know the exact time limit of this, it's definitely a very deadly power, something that even Ultir could do. She could only rewind and fast forward time of inanimate objects. The fact that a character in the Fairy Tail universe exists, stop it to the matter of fact here, that is a dangerous power indeed. Let's talk about the man himself, the most deadliest character in the Fairy Tail universe, known as Zareff. Now, we've seen what Zareff could actually do. We know that he has the Ankasarum curse, which where you love something a lot more, then everything's going to die around you. And as we can see, like full-heartedly, he's been able to do this a number of times already, being able to kill opponents like Zanko in ease, not to mention as well Hades and the rest of Grimyor Heart. He is a very deadly foe, and this is why he is probably going to be the final villain of Fairy Tail itself. This curse itself is beyond ridiculous, one of the most powerful black arts there is, and it really does depend on the user itself. How much do they love things around them able to kill people? That doesn't mean as well Zareff has got other tricks up his sleeve. He doesn't have to rely on the curse itself in general. He is a master magician, and we've seen the crazy range that you can go around. Like anyone that tries to approach Zareff in any kind of range like that, if he has like a sort of love for something, we can definitely see that he has insane amount of power. Not to mention as well, he was able to create all the demons of Tartarus, so even still he does have an insane destruction capability, as we've seen what the Tartarus members can do himself, and being able to do stuff like immobilize people with his magic, being able to create things, also as well using other kind of magics as well. Like he was the one that made the fairy law in the first place, so any kind of thing of evil could be used. And Zareff is indeed probably one of the most strongest characters in this entire series, and at the moment, as we see now, is nearly impossible to defeat him. Another character from Zareff's army as well, we're going to be talking about Brandish. Although Brandish herself has been taken down by a little bit of a sneeze, it's the power itself that we're talking about. Being used in capable hands, we've already seen what it can be used for. It's actually been able to shrink an entire island to nothing. Now you think of what of use can that be? Well, we've actually seen that she's able to manipulate things in the human body as well by shrinking Natsu's tumor that was nearly killing him. Now, if she was able to shrink things that easily, and even as well with an island like that, just by touching, like imagine what she could do. It's say, for example, she could just shrink all of your like lungs and all your organs inside into smaller pieces, so you won't be able to breathe or won't be able to do anything. That right there is terrifying. Just knowing that if she's able, just using her magic, able to like enlarge it and shrink things, that is goddamn terrifying. Knowing that you won't be able to do anything if she just uses that magic straight away, and boom, you're absolutely done. There's nothing you could have even done to her in the first place. Although its destructive capabilities is only within the inside of your body, being able to not do anything after you just notice that your heart has been shrunk into a microscope is goddamn terrifying. And lastly, we have to talk about the man himself, Natsu Dragneel. Able to go into Dragon King mode is beyond insane from what we've seen of him so far. I would have put Igneal on this list, but unfortunately I'm not going to be counting characters that are already dead. Being able to use the Dragon Force, Fire Dragon Slayer magic, Lightning Fire Dragon mode, like Black Fire Dragon mode, like he can do a whole bunch of magic as well. Not to mention his techniques are beyond insane as well. We've already seen him use such techniques like the Dragon's God Brilliant Flame, the Crimson Lotus Exploding Flame Blade. We've seen him use Lightning Fire Dragon mode at whim, using the Dragon King mode, although that is a one-time use from the same. If he was able to use that against any opponent that he wishes, Natsu is beyond like actually even giving Zareff himself a trouble, although being stopped by Happy, apparently even being able to kill Zareff himself. Destructive power. Natsu's no slack either without that power as well. We've seen him being able to destroy buildings and everything around him with no ease as well. Like seeing he's able to absorb any kind of flame near him, and even as well that having that scarf around him actually even giving him a giant resistance to magic as well. How he's able to take so much damage, even being able to take Zareff's death magic itself, the Ankasum Curse, that is beyond ridiculous. Character this series at all has been able to take that apart from Natsu thanks to his scarf that was made out of Natneel's scales. So just talking about the character itself, he has so much variety on his moves. He has got long range moves like the Roar, he's got just physical strength itself, he's got the Tekken wings, he has a crazy amount of moves that will be able to give any kind of opponent a run for their money, and that is why he's one of the most strongest members in Fairy Tail. That's just my opinion. At the end of the day, I want to know what you guys think about this. Like, what do you think about who is the strongest character in all of Fairy Tail? Is there anyone that I've named off this list so far? Let me know what you think about this kind of video as well. Like, I'd really appreciate a subscribe as well if you want to see more Fairy Tail videos like that, and if you want to check any of my other videos, that'd be awesome as well. It's Savagezweipanda, and thank you very much for watching as always, people, and I hope to see you guys next time.